Don't forget to like and subscribe, and share your opinion down below.
Am I the idiot for not honoring my grandmother's dying wish? My mom died in a car crash when I was a child, and I barely remember her. My parents' marriage was not accepted by my grandparents because they're white and mom was not. I am biracial. While my parents were dating, my grandmother, the one who died last week, tried to pit them against each other, and tried to manipulate them to break up. Therefore, my parents went pretty much no contact with them after they married and had me, since my grandparents were still on their crap. After mom died, dad started getting in contact again with his parents, and I visited them sometimes, always supervised by my dad. I was not fond of them at all, because my grandpa was nice with me and so on, but my grandmother made me feel like a stranger to the family, and I always knew she'd value more my aunt's eventual children than me, her only grandchild to the date. Since I was of age, I never visited them again. Actually, I never called them grandpa or grandmother, so it feels weird to do so here, but so you get it without giving away names. Well, I am in my 20s, and last week my grandmother requested to see me before she died. It's allowed with COVID and so on, since she was not passing away of that, and so, for my father's sake, I went there with him, and then she requested to speak with me alone. I was curious about it, so I agreed. She started praising my accomplishments in school and work, which she was pretty up to date about, and then requested for me to forgive her wrongdoings to me and mom. The whole thing of her praising me now felt very hypocritical to me because she didn't have kind words to me when I was younger, plus my mom tried her best to be accepted by the grandmother and get her out of her bullshit, and grandmother did nothing. Dad says mom eventually expected grandmother to grow up and make it up to her and accept her and I, but she never had the chance to do so. Mom was too kind-hearted to this world. So, when grandmother asked me to forgive her, I said no, because she should have apologized and make amends with my mom when she, mom, was alive, not with me. Shortly after I left and a couple days later she died. I am asking if I am the asshole because objectively it wouldn't have costed me much to just say yes and move on. But at this moment it felt like for accepting her forgiveness I'd be betraying my mom's memory, like now grandmother was trying to get her peace of mind about her wrongdoings when my mom, who tried her best to be accepted to the family, didn't get the chance to. And it hurt me that she only had kind words for me in a moment like that. But I feel kinda like a monster for saying no to honor her wishes, and for prioritizing my own peace of mind than hers. Plus, she knew about my life, so despite me going no contact with her and grandpa, she knew pretty much about me, but she never actually showed me she cared about me before, so why do it now? So, am I the idiot? Edit. Thank you to everyone for their feedback, whatever is their opinion, it really is helping me a lot to put things in perspective. And I didn't expect so many people to interact with it, so wow. And to the kind person who gave this post an award, thank you. I don't know really what it means or what it's for, but thank you. Not the idiot. She was selfish till the end. She only praises you because she wants something from you, specifically your forgiveness. This is not uncommon for the dying, they want peace for themselves. Just look, she wanted to speak with you alone, with no one else. If she was truly sorry, she would have others around and show them that she is wrong, but nope, she doesn't want anyone to know she said she is wrong. Not the idiot. Essentially your grandparents were a bunch of racists who ostracized your mom and you, then on her deathbed your grandma realized she had been a huge idiot, so she tried to apologize to atone for what she had done. In my eyes you have no obligation to forgive her since it's pretty clear she's just apologizing at the very end because she has a guilty conscience and she is trying to guilt trip you by using her dying as a way to make you forgive her. Not the idiot. Forgiveness is a choice, not something you owe anyone. She made a lot of choices too, she chose how she treated you and your parents. She could have built a relationship with you, she chose not to. She didn't care about you, All she wanted was to feel better about herself at the end of her life. You didn't owe her that. Would I be the idiot if I returned a gift for my daughter to my aunt after what they said about me and my family? I am going to try to make a bit of a long story short. I, 26F, have a toddler, and I had her when I was relatively young. Most of my adolescence I struggled with mental health issues and the problems that come with that, but I've been stable for a long time now. When I got pregnant, my family was supportive to my face, but I later found out that they had varying degrees of judgmental opinions about my daughter and my immediate family. There was a group text between all of my aunts, uncle, and my mother, 47F. One day I guess one of my aunts and uncles started a new group chat without my mom to discuss my pregnancy, daughter, etc. My uncle accidentally responded to the latter group chat in the original chat that included my mother, and we read the entire conversation. They basically said I should give my daughter up for adoption to end the cycle of bad parenting my mom created, based on the fact that one of my younger brothers and I didn't go to school, and the aforementioned mental health issues, called me a problem child, and said they hoped my youngest brother, who goes to a very good college, pulls one out for the win. There was some other stuff, but it's been a long time and I don't remember exactly. I responded in the group chat that if this was their idea of a family, I wanted no part of it. None of them have met my daughter and I no longer attend family functions. I'm not angry, I just don't want them to be a part of my daughter's life or mine. Fast forward a few years of me not speaking to them, to now. I got home a few days ago and my grandmother handed me a gift. My aunt gave my grandmother a Christmas gift for my daughter. My daughter opened it and it was a book. My grandmother suggested I have my daughter write my aunt a thank you note. I told her, I've explained it a million times, but she still wants me to forgive and forget. My daughter doesn't know my aunt, and I have no idea why she gave her a gift to begin with. My grandmother said that was rude and I said I would send the gift back. My question is, would I be the idiot for sending it back? We don't talk at all, and I have no idea why she got my daughter this random book, but my grandmother is making me feel like anything less than a personalized thank you card is rude. Absolutely not the idiot. You do whatever you need to do to protect your daughter. I think the things your family wrote about you is a lot ruder than not sending a thank you note. And I would definitely send the gift back. If you let your daughter keep it, it could be seen as you softening your no-contact stance. You sound like a great ma'am, by the way. Not the idiot. You are under no obligation to maintain ties with toxic people. Send the book back and let Granny know that the relationship with your aunt is beyond repair and you would appreciate it if she didn't interfere again. Not the idiot. This is probably the aunt's way of trying to apologize or at least get a conversation going. If you are confident that you never want to speak with them or have any type of relationship with them, then send the gift back. Am I the idiot for making my mom cry? For context, I am 17F, around 154 centimeters tall, and weigh 43 to 44 kilograms, and a brown kid. My parents have always taken my looks very seriously, and they're really fat phobic. Just after dinner today, my mom told me that I looked ugly and fat. Now, this isn't the first time she's told me, so I told her that no, I was not fat, and even if I was, I didn't care. She went into a full-blown lecture about how fat people die early, all the while poking at my stomach and arms. I repeatedly asked her to stop, telling her that this was the body I was born in, I can't change how it works. My school's opened for a few weeks, and it's been very exhausting. I usually come home tired AF, so I haven't worked out quite as much as I'd like to. Mom uses this fact to point out how my cheeks were all droopy and that when I'll be her age, I'll be nothing more than a bloated pig. Just then Dad comes home from work, and mom tells him about how unhealthy I've become. He solemnly looks at me and says, "We can't do anything, she's our daughter, and we'll have to deal with her." I told them how they were body shaming me, and if I ever developed an eating disorder, it would all be their fault. My parents tell me that I need to stop getting whitewashed, and mom adds that I should be grateful she gave birth to me, sends me to a good school, how she gave up her career for me. They had me within a few months of their marriage. I was unplanned. I tell them that they could have just aborted and saved themselves all the trouble, as I never asked to be born, and maybe then, they, my parents and my younger brother, could all pretend to be one happy family. My mother started crying her eyes out at that, calling me an ungrateful brat, saying she wished she never had me. She has since then locked herself in her room, and Dad said he's disappointed with the lack of respect I treat them with, given that they're elder to me and my parents. Everybody expects me to apologize and accept that what I said was way out of line. I have never raised my voice before this, and now I'm actually wondering if I was the idiot. Edit. Thank you for the awards and your supportive comments, kind strangers. I noticed a lot of you saying to listen to a doctor's assessment. I didn't add this because I didn't think it would be necessary. My father is a family doctor, and my mother majored in biochem. She got married right after college and had me, so she couldn't pursue her studies further. Not the idiot. My instant reaction is your mom sucks. Honestly, the fact that she'd tell you that she wishes she never had you is horrible without everything else that was said. Your parents are most definitely fatphobic, and I'm sorry that it's something you have to suffer with. I surely hope that you are able to finish your schooling and start a life for yourself away from them. They sound incredibly toxic to be around. Are they this way with your younger brother? Again, I'm so sorry. This is a terrible way to speak to your child, and actually, to anyone. You don't deserve this. Definitely not the idiot. Nope. Not the idiot. Maybe things could have worded differently, but you had the strength to stand up for yourself against bullying. Kudos to you. I hope things smooth out with your parents. Not the idiot. They are being ridiculous. Your BMI is around 18, which is on the low end of optimal fitness BMI for a woman your age. Any lower and you would be possibly underweight. You may have reacted strongly, but you were provoked. Not the idiot. Everyone has their limits. You stood up for yourself, which is hard to do, especially as a kid. Parents like to act like giving birth was doing us a favor, only to then be subject to the trauma and culture they had to endure and see no problem with. You are not to blame for your parents' decisions. That's one of the worst implied burdens. There are probably a few decent Reddit communities that talk through things like this too. Support is always good. Sorry you go through this. Am I the idiot for wanting my sister to pay for the fish tank her son broke? Using a throwaway because I think she uses Reddit. And sorry if the grammar sucks, I'm not from the US. So, to start off, my sister 23, who is 3 years younger than me, has a son that's 4 years old, and even though I'm child-free, I still love him. A few days ago, she was going on some kind of party and asked me to babysit her son and me. Being someone who values her time, I said no. Because in my opinion, children are only fun when you don't spend more than 30 minutes with them. Hearing this, she started ranting that she has no one else to babysit for her, and I never have any plans anyways, so it should be me who will babysit son. Keep in mind she's a single mom. I just wrote no. And put my phone away, and suddenly 10 minutes later, I heard the doorbell ring. It was her kid. She just left son there and drove off. As a responsible person, I let him in, because it is just a 4-year-old. I tried messaging her, but she kept leaving my messages unread. I then wrote to our parents, but they just told me that as her sister, it's my responsibility to babysit him. I was furious, and what made it even worse, was that the second I tried calling the police, I know, I overreacted, but it was my house. I heard something shatter. It was the fish tank where my fish lived. I luckily managed to save all of them, but the tank cost me a little over $200. I drove son to my parents, and told them about what happened, and told them that I want my sister to pay for the fish tank. They just told me that I was overreacting, and that they could pay for it. But I wanted her to pay for it, as it was mostly her fault. After she came home from the party, I started arguing with her, and she kept refusing to pay for the fish tank. Am I the idiot for not letting my parents pay for it? Not the idiot. Parents are responsible for the actions of their minor children. Besides that, what she did by abandoning her child is neglect. Calling the police is absolutely not an overreaction, he was abandoned. The child's safety is more important than anyone's feelings. Not the idiot, and calling the cops was not an overreaction. Your sister abandoned her 4-year-old child at your door. What if you hadn't been there for some reason? Your sister and parents are complete idiots though. Not the idiot, but you are not going to get blood from a stone. I'd take the money from your parents, yes, it's enabling her, but you might as well not be out $200. And tell your sister this won't work again, as you can call the police exactly as many times as she can drop her kid off without your permission. Not the idiot. I mean, if you want compensation for it, you should probably go ahead and take your parents up on their offer, because I doubt you'll see anything from her. But considering she also owes you for emergency babysitting services, she really shouldn't be complaining about the tank.